Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 92 review. Now, this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter, alright, basically it has like 4 parts, and it's overall an actual very simple episode this week. It's the beginning part with Chairman Netero. It's the middle part where it's the Queen's death and what precedes after that. Then it's going back over to Gon and having a talk with Spin, one of Kite's friends, about why she wants to become a hunter. And then the last part is seeing where all the other Chimera Ants are, including the Royal Guards and the King. And that's the entire episode. Now, when it comes to part 1, okay, part 1, to me, I like because, number 1, Chairman Netero, badass. I mean, granted, he knows that he's outclassed because after he powers up, Colt says, you won't even be able to touch the King. And that's number 2. The fact that Colt is reinforcing the notion that he's reinforcing the previous notion that Chairman Netero had. Because when Chairman Netero first saw Neferpitu by using his thing, like that enhanced Gyo, he said, is that thing stronger than me? And then here's Colt saying, you won't even be able to touch the King. And you'll probably be taken out by one of the Royal Guards. Whoa. Again, it appears as if like the levels between the Chimera Ant top tier and the human top tier, because again, Chairman Netero, amongst the guys that we see involved in this arc, he is probably, if not most definitely, the strongest guy. Human. So it's like, if he can't fuck with them, if he can't fuck with the King, there's a definite problem. But when we see him power up, going back to point 1 of part 1, when we see him power up, it was nasty because he was like, yo, so
Hey, wait!
So, you know, how am I looking right now? You know,
Hey, wait!
how am I looking right now?
Yeah, buddy!
You know, it's been a while. It's been like a few decades, you know. So he's seen powering up, and Morel and Nove were saying how like it was like needles, like pinpricking their bodies. Like it was like these guys really fucking special. And again, Colt says, you know, you're good, but you kind of won't be able to scratch the King. I'm sorry about that. It's not my fault because the guy, he is pretty fucking powerful. In fact, the Royal Guard, yeah, nah, you're not going to cut it. So, what's going to happen is that we see, because again, Chairman Netero, he already anticipated this. So he's like, oh, okay, all right. So, it's been a while since I've been the challenger. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go hit up an old friend of mine. So, I don't know, a friend of his, well, he should know someone that is fairly powerful. Because if he's hearing that these guys are more powerful than he is right now, then he has to get some assistance, some high quality assistance. Because the way I see it now is that since Chairman Netero is at like a certain level below the Royal Guard, let alone the King, then they have to have some kind of plan where it can be Chairman Netero and his buddy, or his buddies, and they assault the King in like a fucking 10-1. Because the King is more powerful than the Royal Guard. And significantly so, probably. So, but that's number 1 right there. Now, part 2. Part 2 has 3 important parts. First, the Queen dies. That's very important, obviously. Second is that there's another infant inside of her, like a very small, like minuscule child, like this big, literally. And Colt is gonna take care of it, and he makes a vow with Morel. And the third part is that we see the figure that looks like Kite. And with this view, we can assume that it is Kite. But something is obviously wrong. Something is clearly wrong. It's like, what's going on now? Like, it's like, it's looking all fucked up. It's like, fucking eyes are all bugged out. It's like, what's happening? What's going on? So, when it comes to part 1, alright? Queen's dead. Very simple. the obvious order system is now scratched because the queen's dead. She's gone. And we see in part 4, when I talk about later on, the captains, the squadron leaders, they've already bailed. They're gone. So, but let me say this about point 1 about part 2. The queen's death, in my personal opinion, was slow paced as fuck. Now, again, I understand that they did this because they wanted to magnify the moment, and they wanted to really make you feel sympathetic towards the queen, because even though she produced all these things called chimera ants, and they went about eating all these humans and causing chaos to this one country, granted the higher ups of that country, they don't know about it yet because they're ignorant, but also how she has created a massive threat to the human populace, which are the chimera ant commanders and the royal guard and the king. And even though we've seen her eat human meatballs, the fact of the matter remains is that at the end of the day, she is still a mother. She's still a mother. And so when she's talking to Colt, we see her retain these motherly qualities, and she asks if her son's okay, if everything's working out. She forgot to give the king a name. She tells Colt to pass the message along about how the king, his name is Merem, which is the light that illuminates all. So even though they extended that scene, or they dragged it out to magnify the moment, my thing about it was that part was still slow. It was significantly slow. It was like, okay, I get it. She's dying. She's dead. I feel somewhat sorry for her because she was happy. She was ecstatic. I'm giving birth. Yay. Like this is the moment. King, fuck that shit. Fuck you. Let me you. And then she winds up dying. Okay. I do feel sorry for her because that's not a way a female wants to go out with your baby literally busting out of your stomach. That is definitely not the way you want to go out. Absolutely not. However, they did drag it out significantly, in my personal opinion, because a majority of the episode was that and another thing. But I'll say that about I'll talk about that later. But either way, that point 1 of part 2, it is important because the stage has moved forward and the queen is dead, but it's just that overall I think it was a negative because, again, it was very slow paced. Now, point 2 of part 2, when it comes to the little infant that Colt, because again she died, something was moving in her organ somewhere. Colt goes in there, bam, a little miniature kid, infant. Now, again, the whole moral, you make a vow that this child, that you will not raise this child to eat humans ever. And okay, all right, fine. That was somewhat touching, but the main point is obviously the kid itself. Now, the question here is that the queen said herself, she knows her body the best. Did she know that she had another child inside of her? And is this child the king? Because the assumption here is that the guy flying around with Monte the Yuppie, Shah Proof, and Neferpitu, that guy's the king. That's the assumption. However, we don't know now. Because she did say that the king was born prematurely. And when we see Merem, aka the king, right now flying around, he doesn't look premature. He looks okay, my person. He looks pretty damn good, pretty damn powerful. Like he's gonna wind up killing hundreds of thousands of people. A lot of people. I can see it happening. However, when we see this child, this little miniature infant, it's obvious that this kid is born prematurely. That's very obvious. So was she talking about this little infant that Cole has in his hands? I don't know. But what I can say is that if you remember, one of Kite's friends was saying about when we go to like a later episode, an early episode. The guy with the glasses, the little guy, he was explaining about how the queen gives birth to multiple kings. So this could be another king. She could be talking about the current king that we see, but she could also be talking about this king. She could have been talking about both kings. She could have meant that premature in the sense that one king was not fully developed yet, because we do know that according to what was said, it was supposed to be 2 months, but instead it was only 1 month. And 1 month could have been for one king, and another month could have been for another king. So she could have been trying to give birth to two kings. She could have been trying to give birth to twins, but she didn't because one was premature. So that's my take. My take is that she actually meant 2 kings that were gonna be born, and that's why she needed so many goddamn humans to eat. So, because again, according to that guy with the glasses, the queen gives birth to multiple kings, not just one. But in this case, that king that we saw, Cell version 2, an obvious memento to Cell. Well, not a memento, but a tribute to Cell in Dragon Ball Z. This guy, well, he's good. But this one, he has to still grow and develop, so we're not too sure. But we'll see where that goes. But it is very intriguing because that is obviously very important. And then part 3 and part 2, basically, we see the shadowy figure, Knuckle and Shoot, they go further inside the area, and then they are confronted by this puppet-like shadowy figure that looks like Kite. The long flowing hair, the bugged out eyes. I mean, the eyes are not, we don't know. We don't know, but the assumption is with the long hair, it's Kite. But it's just that we don't know what's happening. Maybe they drugged him. I don't know. Because it's weird, and maybe there was some kind of Nen placed on him. Because we did see a silhouette of that same figure, and there was like a weird puppet thing over it, over the silhouette of Kite. So, is someone controlling Kite? Like, is Kite being mind fucked? We don't know. We're not too sure. It could be both. So that's number 2 in a nutshell. Number 2, one gripe, but overall it was okay. Number 3. And this to me was a definite, like it was the whole thing about Gon and Spin. I mean, Spin talking about why she has such a strong bond to Kite, and Gon asking her, why do you want to become a hunter in the first place? I have a debt to owe. I have a debt to pay, and Kite helped me out with that. And so the whole thing about the mind and how there's a thing about birds. Overall, I don't really care about it, and it was dragged out significantly. That was also another large part of the episode. That flashback and that talk with Gon and Spin. And the reason why I don't care about it is because of the fact that Spin is not a relevant character. She's not. She only appeared in this arc, and her overall purpose in the arc seems very minuscule at best. At best, it's already been minuscule. So it's like, I really don't care about this. I just don't. So that was also dragged out in my personal opinion. So that part I'm not a fan of. Part 3, I'm just not. And then the last part, part 4, that okay, I like, because we see where the commanders are, or captains, like wherever they are, like what the rank underneath the royal guard. We see Shitu, well, fast. He blitzes right to the front door. Go! It's like, what the? And he killed the people that were at the in that area, like the border between the NGL and that one kingdom. And it's because he's so fast that he ate their fucking brains and they didn't even notice it. Or he ate a chunk of their heads. They didn't even notice it, and then like they just died. So okay, and he calls himself the Speed King. It makes fucking sense. This guy's some cheetah. He is clearly some cheetah blood running through his veins. Then we see that one alligator guy. He's like, I'll fuck anything. He literally says, I will fuck anything. Pigs, horses, cows, humans, fuck it. Literally, fuck it. He will fuck anything. Okay, I mean, hey, yo, man, a hole's a hole, I guess. Fuck, yo, do you? I ain't stopping you, Gator. Do you, man? Do you? Like, yo, like this guy, fuck it, literally. And then we see Zaga, we see Hagia, we see all the other guys, and then we see the king. The king is actually on the other side of the Mitana Union. He's actually at the place which I believe is called the right here. So the Republic of East Gortiu, which is fascinating because it's like we have the NGL, which is on the far west side of the Mitana Union, and then they covered a significant distance in like a few hours to like the other side of the Mitana Union, the far east side. And the king is like in the location, like some big palace. He's like, you know what? Okay, all right, so he's like, okay, all right, I like this. So they're going there right now. So the episode, so that's part 4. So part 1, I did like, because again, it was fucking Netero power up, like Captain, show me your moves. Yeah, show me your moves. So part 1 I did like. Part 4 I did like, because part 4, again, G2 doing his thing. The captains, they're fucking, we out. We're gonna be our own kings. The alligator guy, he's actually a bigger threat than any of them right now, aside from the actual king himself, because he said, I'm gonna fuck anything and everything. So he's gonna start reproducing with all these mammalian species and other shit. So that's a huge ecosystem threat. This guy, and he's in the water. So that's an even bigger threat because they can't. It's gonna be hard to find that gator guy for sure. Part 3, fuck part 3. Don't care about it at all. Part 2, overall is okay. So a a subpar for part 3 because again I didn't like it at all. Overall episode, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm done killing. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.